All right, I'm going to speed up and slow down this video so that way I can explain exactly how I took this trade. That made me over like 700 ticks. So as you can see on the 1 minute time frame, you see this green candle right here? Look at the volume that is coming in on this 1 minute time frame. Look at that volume. That is a lot of volume coming in on that single time frame. Because that candle, it was up to that wick, but then sellers stepped up, they brought it back down. But someone big was buying. Someone was buying that candle. And I knew they were buying that candle. But all my time frames, they weren't all in sync. So you see my lower time frames, they were in sync. But my higher time frames, they were in sync as well. But they were all on a red candle. But those lower time frames, they pushed those higher time frames into making a doji candle. And then I want y'all to notice something on that 1 minute stick, right? Do you see that volume that came in? Do you see that volume? That volume is the highest volume that you see. And that stick is still green. So even that told me like, hey, someone is buying here. Someone is buying these lows. And they're trying to be sneaky. Because I can see like when price broke out of that overall range, it just started to channel. Right? Like it wasn't really going down, but it was still sideways. And, anytime there's sideways action in the market, someone is either buying or they are selling. That is how banks, and these hedge funds hide their orders. They hide their orders in a sideways market. I think this was the 15-minute time frame that I was on, but I go down to the 1 minute time frame, and I'll show y'all why. Now, look here at the 1 minute time frame. Those two candles made up that big stick. So do you see how big that bullish stick is? And do you see the volume behind that? And not only that, but the stick before that tiny doji candle had a lot of volume on it. So even that told me, hey, someone is buying here. They are not selling. Because that doji candle had a lot of volume on it. That big stick had the highest volume on it. And that red stick, look at it. That's a small bearish candle with that much volume on it. Someone is buying here. Someone is buying. And then I'm going to speed up the video and I'm going to show y'all the time flips too. To the left, I'm going to show y'all what else happened. And then as you can see right here, the moment I saw that, I bought. I just bought and I set my stop loss at the open price of the time frame clock. And this is why I made this clock. But you see those three time frames, the 15, 30, and 1 hour, they all are in sync. The 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour are in sync with each other as well. So the 15, 30, and 1 hour close in 4 minutes. Right? And if you notice, this, you see on the 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, the open price is at 6506 for every single one of those time frames. On the lower time frame, the open price is at 6498. But I'm gonna show y'all something else. When those time frames, when those lower time frames open at the same price as the higher time frames, that's when you have something. But I told myself, as long as price can stay above that 65, that 6505 level, then price is bullish. And you can see me mark out those levels of the open, because at the end of the day, the high and low doesn't really matter, but it's where the price open at and where the price close at. And as you can see right here, I legit just marked out that open price that I saw on the higher time frame, right? And the closing price is the real time. So the close price doesn't matter until that time actually closes. But the open price, that's the actual area of support. So those 4 time frames open at the same spot. The lower time frames, they open I think like 4 points under it, but it's still in the same area. It's still in the same area. So then I drew on my fib, yada yada yada. But this is the part I want to show y'all on the time frame clock. Watch this. You see those three? You see how the bars get red? Look. So that flash means, hey, this time frame only has a minute left before it closes. So the 15, 30 minute, and 1 hour all flash at the same time. At the same time. So that is telling you, hey, these candlesticks have to close at the right price, before the market, before it times up. So knowing that, and knowing that I saw my volume come in on a 1 minute on that giant bullish stick. And I drew my fib and price is holding my fib, you know, my target is to the upside. Like, it's to the upside. Like I had everything I needed. Like, I had everything I needed. Now, look right here, right? 1 second remaining, right? Look at the open price. Open price is at 6498. The close is at 6506. So that closing price is a new open, right? And now the higher time frame, the 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, that open is at 6506. The 1530 and 1 minute all open, you know, at the same area. So that's even more confluence. So that's telling me, as long as we hold, you know, as long as we don't break that bullish candle that came in with all that volume, this thing is going to boom. This thing is going to boom. Because the fact that those lower time frames, you know, are close with the open on the higher time frames, that's telling me, and even here, right here, watch, you see that pattern? It is a 3 drive move to the downside for that giant impulsive stick. And my first target was the overall high. That target was my that high was my overall target. I didn't expect this thing to actually boom like that. And then pretty much, as you can see right here, I drew my fib extension, the swing low high to next high low, and my 6527 aligned with the high. So I'm like, okay, that's my target. Like, all the time frames flipped. The lower time frame open matched with the higher time frame open. A lot of volume came in on that 1 minute stick, on that doji stick, and on that big bullish stick that next to that doji stick. And that red stick, it had all that volume, but do you see the size of that candle? It's small. So they were buying this. Someone was buying this. Like, I knew someone was buying this, and I saw it come up on the volume wheel. I saw it on the volume clock, and I saw it on my time clock, as well as the volume bars on the bottom. So I had all this confluence, right? So there's no reason for me to go short on this if I know they're buying, right? Why am I gonna go short if they're buying? Now, I want y'all to watch this. I didn't expect this move to happen like this. Like, look at this stick. Do you see how fast that happened? So the moment those lower time frames opened at the same price that the higher time frames were at their open, look at it. It just boomed. And look, I was trying to send this screenshot to my phone because I knew price it wasn't gonna come down, but I was shocked. So I'm like, dang, it hit my target so fast. But you see that candle? Dude, it appeared over my screenshot. You see how big that stick is? Like, look, it's above my screenshot, bro. And that screenshot's pretty huge. That thing was moving. Like, that thing was actually moving. I was just in shock because I'm like, what is going on here? Like, why is it moving so high? Like, this thing just blew past my fibs. Like, it blew past everything, and it just kept going. And I want y'all to notice something too. Notice how when that 1 hour candle closed and open, it's now in sync with the 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, right? And then you see that arrow from the 15 minute to the 4 hour is a bullet. So that up arrow means, it's a bullish candle. But look, it just kept going and going. So I didn't sell on that candle because I'm like, okay, if you just broke out with this, it's going to keep going up because of FOMO, right? Because when people saw that big candle, your first thing to do is to just buy. And banks and whales know that. Your first instinct is to buy. So I just kept holding until like the moment I saw that the market was gonna top, I was gonna sell. But I was holding this. Cause look, it just like that is strong momentum. Like, if you short that thing, then you are living like Larry. Like, you don't short a candle like that. Cause that is a big buyer. That is a big boy. That's a man buying, bro. That is a man buying that stick. Like, look at that stick. That thing was huge. And news just accelerates price. That's all news does. Because if you look at the price action, it was already bullish, right? They were already buying. So the moment that news came in, it just boomed. But this was one of the craziest trades I took, and I got it on video. And I pretty much sold this at that red candle at the top that you see. I pretty much sold it right there because I'm like, I'm good. Like, I caught over 700 ticks on the MES just based off that play. just based off of everything I told you. And I did this just based off of the time clock I made, and just based off the volume table, the volume table that I made to the right side of the screen. Because like once I know how to read price action, like I just need to see which time frames are gonna be in sync with each other, at the same time. And the volume wheel, it just shows me it's like a tape. It's a tape for the volume. It just pretty much just tells me, okay, who's buying here, who's buying on this candle, how much volume is coming in on this candle compared to the last like 9 candles or something like that. So I was out of this trade. Like the moment I sold, like I was out. Like I'm not gonna jump. You don't jump back in the ocean. Okay, when the ocean gets rough, you don't jump back in, because if you do, you will drown. But yeah, but that's pretty much it. Like now I was just like taking notes and stuff, and and I was just taking a screenshot to like show people on Twitter, like, hey, I caught this junk. But I'm gonna just end the video here because I don't want to make it too long, and I'll see you on the next video.